Every event, every encounter, and every circumstance in your life has been drawn to you through the power of your awareness. There are no random occurrences, no coincidences, no accidents. Everything you experience is the direct result of the state of consciousness you have assumed. Whether you realize it or not, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are constantly shaping the world around you, molding your reality to match the assumptions you hold within. The life you are living today is simply a reflection of what you have consistently accepted as true. Your mind is not merely an observer of reality, it is the creator of it. What you dwell upon, what you give your attention to, and what you assume to be real will inevitably take form in the external world. If you believe that life is unpredictable, filled with random events beyond your control, then that is exactly what you will experience. But if you understand that everything unfolding before you is a direct manifestation of your inner state, you will begin to see the undeniable connection between your thoughts and the reality you live in. The unseen force behind your life is not luck or fate, it is your imagination. Every outcome, whether desired or undesired, has been brought into existence by the persistent assumptions of your mind. The people you meet, the opportunities that arise, and even the challenges you face are all a reflection of your inner world. When you accept this truth, you will no longer see yourself as a passive participant in life, but as the architect of your destiny. You will come to realize that nothing has ever happened to you by chance. It has all been a response to the state of being you have chosen to inhabit. Your past experiences were not accidents, nor were they imposed upon you by an outside force. They were the natural consequences of the beliefs you held at the time. Every fear, every doubt, and every assumption you entertained contributed to the world that unfolded before you. Even the moments that seemed unfair or painful were not random. They were a reflection of something within you, something you may not have been consciously aware of. The good news is that just as your past was shaped by your thoughts, your future is being shaped by the thoughts you hold right now. Consider the moments in your life that seem to happen out of nowhere. Was it really out of nowhere, or was it the result of a deep-seated belief you carried within you? When you truly examine your experiences, you will begin to see patterns, connections between what you believed and what came to pass. The opportunities you received, the people you encountered, even the obstacles that appeared, they were all drawn to you in perfect alignment with your state of mind. The world is simply responding to the energy you project, reflecting back to you the assumptions you hold as truth. There is no force outside of you dictating the course of your life. Everything you see, touch, and experience is responding to your inner world. If you change your assumptions, you will change the events that unfold before you. The laws governing this reality are precise, unchanging, and absolute. The moment you shift your state of consciousness, reality has no choice but to follow. If you continue to hold on to old beliefs of struggle, limitation, and uncertainty, your world will continue to mirror those beliefs. But the instant you assume a new reality within, everything around you will begin to shift to match it. Most people walk through life unaware of this truth, believing that they are at the mercy of external forces. They accept circumstances as fixed, never realizing that they have the power to change them at any moment. But once you awaken to the understanding that nothing happens by accident, you will see that your thoughts are the blueprint for your future. You will no longer look at life as something happening to you, but something being created by you. The power to shape your destiny has always been in your hands, waiting for you to recognize it. Your reality is not determined by chance, nor is it dictated by forces outside of your control. Every experience, every person you encounter, and every situation that arises is a reflection of what you have accepted within. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts and consciously direct your imagination, you will begin to see the world shift before your eyes. Your life is not a series of random events, nor is it dictated by forces outside of you. Every experience you encounter, every success, every struggle, every moment of joy or sorrow is the direct result of your own assumptions, thoughts, and beliefs. Whether you realize it or not, you are the creator of your reality. The world you see before you is simply a reflection of the consciousness you have occupied. You are not merely a participant in life. You are the architect, shaping your circumstances with the power of your mind. Everything begins within you. What you hold to be true in the depths of your being will inevitably take form in the outer world. The conditions of your life, the people you meet, the opportunities that arise, or the obstacles that persist. All of these are mirroring the state of consciousness you entertain most often. If you believe in struggle, your world will be filled with difficulties. If you assume success, the path to achievement will unfold before you. Reality does not happen to you, it happens through you, shaped by the thoughts and emotions you nurture. Most people go through life unaware of this truth, believing themselves to be victims of circumstance. They look at their surroundings and assume that life is happening to them, controlled by forces beyond their reach. But the truth is, everything they experience is a result of their own inner world. Their fears, doubts, and limitations are reflected back to them just as surely as their hopes, dreams, and confidence. The universe is an infinite mirror, responding with absolute precision to what is held within. The way you see yourself determines what you experience. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, you will continue to struggle. If you see yourself as worthy, as successful, as loved, the world will confirm that assumption in ways both small and great. The key is not to wait for external proof, but to assume the reality of what you desire before it appears. Your mind must claim the truth of what you seek, and once it is accepted as fact within, the outer world will rearrange itself accordingly. Imagination is the tool by which you shape your world. Every invention, every breakthrough, every great achievement in human history first existed in the mind of the one who brought it forth. The same is true for your personal reality. If you can conceive it and feel it as real, it must come to pass. But if you allow doubt to creep in, if you refuse to believe in your own creative power, you will continue to live at the mercy of your current conditions, repeating the same patterns over and over again. Look around you. Everything you see is the result of a previous assumption. The job you hold, the relationships you have, the way people treat you, the level of success you experience. All of it was once an idea in your mind that you accepted as true. If you desire change, you must first change within. No effort in the outer world will be effective unless it is accompanied by an internal shift in consciousness. Trying to force change without first altering your assumptions is like attempting to rearrange a reflection in a mirror without touching the object casting it. You must discipline your mind to dwell only on that which you wish to experience. Every thought, every belief, every assumption you hold is a seed planted in the garden of your reality. If you plant seeds of doubt and fear, you will reap a life of uncertainty and struggle. But if you plant seeds of confidence, abundance, and love, you will see those very things manifest in your world. Your mind is the soil, your beliefs are the seeds, and your reality is the harvest that will inevitably come. The power to create is already within you. The question is not whether you are creating your reality. You already are every second of every day. The question is, are you doing so consciously, with intention, or are you allowing old beliefs and unconscious fears to dictate your world? The moment you accept your role as the creator, the moment you take control of your thoughts and assumptions, is the moment your life begins to shift. Desire is not a meaningless longing, nor is it a random wish that arises without purpose. It is the whisper of possibility, a sign that what you seek already exists within you, waiting to be claimed. The very fact that you can conceive of something, that you can imagine it vividly and feel the pull toward it, is proof that it is not beyond your reach. Desire is not given to torment you or to remind you of what you lack. It is placed within you as an invitation to step into a new reality. What you desire is a reflection of the life you are capable of living. If the idea of success, love, health, or abundance stirs something within you, it is because on some level it is already yours. Your longing is not a coincidence. It is a signal that the potential for its fulfillment already exists. The world around you is simply a mirror, reflecting back to you what you hold in consciousness. When a desire arises, it is not something outside of you calling you toward it. It is something within you seeking expression in the external world. Too often people dismiss their desires, believing them to be fantasies or dreams that are too far removed from their current reality. They convince themselves that they are not worthy, that they are not capable, that their desires are too big or too unrealistic. But what they fail to understand is that desire itself is the evidence of possibility. If it were not possible, you would not be able to conceive of it. Every great achievement, every life-altering invention, every remarkable transformation in history began as a desire in the mind of someone who dared to believe it was possible. Doubt is the only thing that stands between you and the fulfillment of your desires. The moment you allow yourself to question whether you can have what you want, you begin to push it further away. Your desire does not require struggle, nor does it require external validation. It requires only that you accept it as already yours. The world will shape itself around your assumptions. What you persistently claim in your mind will inevitably manifest in your reality. The key is to dwell in the feeling of already having it, rather than longing for it from a place of lack. You must understand that desire is not separate from its fulfillment. The moment a desire is born within you, the path to realizing it is also set in motion. The reason so many people fail to see their desires materialize is that they allow fear and disbelief to take root before the process can complete itself. Instead of trusting the unseen forces at work, they look to their current circumstances for confirmation. And when they do not see immediate evidence, they abandon the very thing that was trying to unfold for them. Nothing outside of you determines whether your desire is possible. The only thing that matters is what you accept as true. The people who achieve their dreams are not those who are lucky or special. They are the ones who refuse to entertain the idea of failure. They assume the reality of their desires, not because they see evidence, but because they understand that their belief is the evidence. They live in the certainty that what they want is already theirs, and the world responds accordingly. Your desires are guiding you toward a higher version of yourself. They are not distractions or empty fantasies, they are glimpses into the life you are meant to live. The longing you feel is not a sign of what you lack, but of what is trying to emerge through you. The only question is whether you will embrace it or resist it. The more you allow yourself to step into the feeling of having your desire now, the faster it will manifest. The only requirement is that you accept it as your reality before it appears. Your willingness to believe in your desires is what determines whether they come to life. There is no external force holding them back, only your own doubts, hesitations, and fears. The moment you remove those barriers, the moment you stop questioning and start knowing, is the moment your desires begin to take shape. They were never separate from you to begin with. They have always been waiting for you to claim them. Every moment of your life is shaped by the assumptions you hold. What you believe to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, is the blueprint for your future. Your mind is not merely a passive observer of reality, it is the architect, continuously constructing the world around you according to the assumptions you accept as fact. The circumstances you accept, the people you meet, and the opportunities that arise are all reflections of what you have assumed to be possible. Whether you assume success or failure, abundance or lack, love or loneliness, your world will always confirm what you believe. The power of assumption is absolute. It does not matter what the current conditions of your life may be. They are simply the results of past assumptions that have taken form. If you want to change your future, you must first change the assumptions you carry within you. You cannot hold on to beliefs of limitation and expect to experience freedom. You cannot assume yourself to be weak and expect to be strong. Your outer world will always conform to the inner state you consistently occupy. The truth is, you are never at the mercy of external forces. Your future is being molded by the thoughts you persist in entertaining. Most people live unaware of this truth. They believe that life happens to them, that circumstances arise by chance, and that they have little control over their destiny. They react to the world rather than shaping it, accepting conditions as fixed rather than recognizing them as the manifestation of their past beliefs. But once you understand that your assumptions determine your future, you will see that nothing in your life is random. Every experience you encounter is a reflection of a state of consciousness you have previously held. To change your life, you must first shift the assumptions that govern your reality. Assumption is not merely wishful thinking, it is the act of fully accepting something as true before it is seen. The world does not respond to what you want, it responds to what you believe with conviction. If you assume that success is difficult, you will find obstacles at every turn. If you assume that you are unworthy of love, you will continue to experience rejection. But the moment you change these assumptions, your reality will begin to shift. The conditions of your life cannot remain unchanged when your consciousness has been transformed. Your future is already written within you, determined by the beliefs you hold in the present moment. The key is to take control of your assumptions rather than allowing old patterns of thought to dictate your life. You must train your mind to dwell only on what you wish to experience. If you desire wealth, assume yourself to be prosperous. If you long for love, assume yourself to be deeply loved. If you seek success, assume yourself to be successful. Persist in these assumptions and they will harden into fact. The law governing this process is unwavering. What you assume with conviction must become your reality. Doubt and fear are the greatest barriers to transformation. The moment you question whether your assumptions have power, you weaken their effect. The world may present conditions that appear contrary to what you wish to experience, but those conditions are simply remnants of old assumptions playing out. If you persist in your new assumption despite appearances, reality will inevitably conform to it. The mistake most people make is abandoning their new beliefs too soon, returning to their old assumptions because they do not yet see evidence of change. But the unseen precedes the seen. The invisible world of thought shapes the visible world of form. Everything you desire is already within reach, waiting for you to claim it through assumption. The only thing standing between you and your ideal future is your willingness to believe in it. Most people wait for external proof before accepting something as real, but this is not how creation works. You must first assume it as truth, feel it as real within you, and trust that the world will mirror it in time. What you hold in your mind with persistence will become the reality you walk into. The process is inevitable, as sure as the rising of the sun. Your assumptions are the seeds from which your future grows. Every thought you nurture, every belief you reinforce is shaping the life that will unfold before you. There is no force outside of you deciding your fate. Only the power of your own mind, continuously molding reality according to the assumptions you hold. If you wish to change your life, you must first change the story you tell yourself. The moment you take control of your assumptions, you take control of your destiny. There is no other time but now. The past is but a memory, a collection of old assumptions that have shaped your present. The future is nothing more than the outpicturing of the thoughts you entertain in this moment. Everything you seek, everything you long to become, is waiting for you to awaken to it right now. The mistake most people make is believing that change is something that happens later, that their desires will be fulfilled at some distant point in time. But time itself is an illusion. The only reality is the present moment, and it is in this moment that you must awaken to who you truly are. You have spent too long believing in limitations, accepting conditions as unchangeable, and living according to the old script of your past experiences. But what if you were to let go of all those beliefs right now? What if you refuse to be bound by what has been and instead step fully into the power of the present? The world has no hold over you except the meaning you give it. The circumstances of your life do not determine your future. Your assumptions in this moment do. Get your feelings right. Mental health is the foundation of your future. Your assumptions in this moment do. The moment you awaken to this truth, you realize that you are not a prisoner of fate, but the master of your reality. Most people remain asleep, trapped in cycles of thought that keep them bound to the same experiences. They repeat the past because they fail to recognize their power in the present. They allow fear, doubt, and external appearances to dictate their state of mind, unaware that it is their state of mind that is shaping the world around them. Awakening is the process of becoming conscious of the creative power within you. It is the realization that you are not at the mercy of life. You are the one directing it. The moment you claim this power, your world begins to shift. There is no need to wait for change. You do not have to earn the right to live the life you desire. You do not need permission to step into your highest self. Everything you seek is already here, already available to you in the unseen realm of consciousness. The only thing keeping you from it is your belief that it is separate from you, that it exists somewhere in the future rather than now. The moment you claim it as yours in consciousness, it begins to take form. The outer world is simply a reflection of the inner world, and when you awaken to this truth, you begin to live with purpose and certainty. You have the power to assume any state of being in this very moment. If you wish to be successful, assume success now. If you wish to be loved, assume love now. If you wish to be free, assume freedom now. Do not look to the world for confirmation. Look within. The world will always rearrange itself to reflect what you hold as true in your consciousness. Most people wait for proof before they believe, but the awakened mind knows that belief comes first and proof follows. Your reality is the outpicturing of the assumptions you hold consistently. The sooner you accept this, the sooner your life will begin to align with your highest vision. To awaken is to step out of the illusion of separation and into the understanding that all things are possible. There is no outside force withholding your desires, no external barrier keeping you from the life you long to live. The only obstacle is your own mind, your own unwillingness to accept that you are already what you seek. The moment you dissolve the belief that you must struggle, that you must wait, that you must prove yourself worthy, is the moment you become free. Reality bends to the mind that knows its power. The awakened individual does not react to the world. They create it. Every moment is an opportunity to choose a new state of being. The past has no power over you unless you allow it to. The conditions you see before you are not permanent. They are merely reflections of old thoughts, and they will dissolve the moment you withdraw your belief in them. You do not need to fight circumstances. You only need to change within. The moment you shift your consciousness, the outer world must follow. This is the law of creation, and it operates with absolute precision. What you assume to be true in this moment will become the truth of your experience. The call to awaken is always present. Every challenge, every disappointment, every moment of frustration is simply an invitation to rise higher, to remember who you truly are. You are not here to be controlled by circumstances, you are here to shape them. The power is and always has been within you. You do not need to seek it outside of yourself. The only thing required is that you recognize it now and live from the truth of your being. The moment you awaken, the world will no longer appear as something happening to you, but as something responding to you, reflecting the power you have always had. The secret to transforming your life lies in 3 simple yet profound steps. Feel it, believe it, and become it. Everything you desire, everything you long to experience begins within you first. The world is not something separate from you, acting upon you at random. It is a mirror, reflecting back the assumptions and emotions you hold within. You cannot wait for external circumstances to change before you feel different. Instead, you must first generate the feeling of already having what you desire. Your emotions are the key, for they communicate to the universe what you truly accept as real. When you allow yourself to feel as if your desire has already been fulfilled, you activate the creative power within you. Most people chase after their dreams, constantly longing for something they believe is outside of them. But longing only affirms lack. Instead of yearning, step into the state of already having. If you desire success, feel the confidence and security that success brings. If you desire love, feel the warmth and joy of being deeply loved. If you desire wealth, feel the freedom and abundance it provides. This feeling is not mere imagination, it is the very substance of creation. Belief is what solidizes the unseen into the seen. You must believe in the reality of your assumption even before there is physical proof. The world will always reflect back to you what you persist in believing. If you waver, if you allow doubt to creep in, you disrupt the process. But when you stand firm in your belief, the world has no choice but to conform. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is an unshakable knowing. It is the quiet, unwavering confidence that what you assume must come to pass. The stronger your belief, the faster your reality shifts to match it. Most people wait for signs before they believe. They want proof, evidence that their desires are on their way before they commit to believing. But this is backward thinking. The world does not give you evidence first, it responds to your inner conviction. You must believe without seeing, knowing that the outer world will rearrange itself in time. It does not matter if circumstances seem unchanged at first. The moment you fully believe in your assumption, the wheels of creation are set in motion. Everything necessary to bring it into reality is already being orchestrated. As you continue to feel and believe in your desired state, you will naturally begin to embody it. This is the final step, becoming. You no longer act as someone who hopes for change. You move through life as if it is already done. You carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You make decisions from a new state of being. This is not pretending or faking. It is claiming your true identity before the world recognizes it. The world will always reflect who you are being. If you embody wealth, opportunities for wealth will find you. If you embody confidence, the world will treat you as someone who commands respect. You cannot become something you do not first feel and believe. Many people try to force their way into a new reality through action alone, but this is why so many struggle. It is not about effort, it is about alignment. When you are internally aligned with a new state, action becomes effortless. The right opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people gravitate toward you. The circumstances necessary to fulfill your vision unfold without strain. The moment you step into the feeling and belief of your desire, you are already in the process of becoming it. Doubt is the only thing that can stand in your way. When you question whether it is working, when you look at circumstances and feel discouraged, you delay the process. You must remain faithful to your inner world even when the outer world has yet to reflect it. Do not let temporary appearances shake your confidence. The law is certain. What you feel and believe must become your reality. The delay is only in your own wavering faith. Hold firm to your assumption, and the world will shift to match it. The process is simple but requires discipline. Feel it as real, believe in it completely, and live as if it is already done. The world does not dictate what you can or cannot have. You do. There is no force outside of you making decisions about your future. The only force that shapes your reality is the one within you. If you master this principle, there is nothing you cannot become. The moment you take control of your inner world, you take control of everything that unfolds in your life.